Hey everyone, welcome. This is our SIG Node CI meeting on December 11th, 2024. Um, Today there is currently one item on the agenda. And Kevin, you added that?
Yeah, give me a sec. I was going to add a little bit more to the agenda, and then I can go ahead.
Great, no worries.
Sorry, I was going to do this before, but I forgot.
All good.
So basically, I mentioned this a little bit in, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Uh, Peter, would you mind giving me permission to share?
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
All right. So I think there's been a lot of confusion around testing, and I was talking in KubeCon a little bit, or at least I know that there's been like a lot of cleanup being done on the SIG testing side, and SIG Node was we sort of are kind of a special snowflake for a lot of these. But I was finding that in the last release, like we had a lot of new contributors trying to add tests, and a lot of times it was really confusing to even tell like which tests are actually running. If you look at our test infra, it's like kind of out of control how many flags we have for some of like our serial jobs. So there's this long-standing KEP that I think was created by Patrick Oldley to kind of try and clean up the node conformance and features. Uh, I started doing a little bit of it, but I mean the big ones. Uh, Basically, this is a one that I find is going to be kind of a lot of work. I decided to kind of do the node special feature, and then I also removed node alpha feature, which I have. Uh, Here the idea was I am not having like just trying to remove some of these special tags that we're actually not like we're only using in a handful of places and try to clean clean this up. The eventual goal would actually be to remove some of this focus and skips also and have label filters, but that's a lot of work from the test infra stuff. But I was just trying to take this like one step at a time. And so I have this PR with cleaning up the test infra, and then I also have another one where I've kind of went ahead and dropped the special feature and the node alpha features from the end-to-end tests that were using them. I was hoping to get this in 1.33 in the beginning, just to kind of maybe be in a clean state relatively and not impact anyone. So that's why I want to bring it up now. And also, if anyone else is open to helping out on this initiative, that'd be great. If I'm bringing it up here.
Great. Thank you for driving or for starting this project. I'll take a look at these PRs so we can and really I see no reason why we wouldn't. But yeah, definitely. What work do you see is remaining? Like, you did this PR as the start. What are the
I mean, the big ones
next steps?
are basically what SIG testing would prefer us to do is where the heck is Kubernetes? Here it is. If you go to test ETE, there's ETE, and then we have node, and we have no wait, sorry, where is it? Sorry, does anyone remember where the node features are? Oh, here they are. One of the things that they want is they want to remove all of these and actually replace these with feature. That one is I have not considered doing because think that's much larger because like basically we have SIG Node uses node feature while everyone else uses feature. And depending on whether or not you want your jobs running as like a normal conformance and the end test, you could put it in this feature, and then a lot of these would run. But for SIG Node, we do them differently. That's the one thing that I haven't started tackling. And obviously the other one is there's another issue that like if anyone wants to play around with it, nope. I don't remember it. Yeah, here there's this ticket where basically some people want to start using the label filter instead of the skip and the what's the other one? Focus, and try. And I don't know if not really sure what value this adds, but that's another one that all test infra stuff is kind of using. I think one of the goals is to have a cleaner way to reflect how we're running jobs, where right now it's kind of wild west. But yeah, those are the main. I mean, like, there's a lot of like cleanup done as part of this KEP. Like this KEP is kind of old now. I think where I don't even know where it went. Yeah, this one is mostly about features, and then I guess like we could just do the remove the node feature and switch all the jobs to use feature, and we could do that in this release if we want. I'm curious what you all think. Honestly, like as people that write a lot of features and end-to-end tests in Node, I think the general goal is to try and make it simpler for contributors.
Yeah, I'm open to these things. I don't feel strongly against any of these things, so I think that like the motivation to make it simpler is fine, and I trust SIG testing to have, that these ideas will be simplifying the situation. I do understand the confusion between node feature and feature. Label filter piece, I agree. I'm like similarly dubious, but definitely open to sort of just following the convention that SIG testing is setting.
Yeah, I mean, I think partly the issue is I think SIG testing seems to kind of leave SIG Node alone on most of this. And like I find that if I ever try to reach out to SIG testing around, ETE node related things, I'm told to come back to SIG Node and ask those questions there because they own that. So, either way, I find that I don't know. I think SIG testing kind of defers to Node on the ETE node tests pretty much.
Totally.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
I'm gonna guess part of. Sorry, I'm gonna guess part of that is because we have the EDE node tests. So even though we have also EDE tests that are not EDE node, I'm guessing that the EDE node sort of sets us apart from other SIGs. I don't think most other have end-to-end tests that are specifically for a SIG. It's usually integration tests or EDE tests. But yeah thanks for driving this. And I've written down those to-dos on the agenda. So if anyone has any interest in them, please pick it up.
Yeah, and I guess the question for the node feature, like, I mean, I could find some time in the next week or two to open up a PR to kind of move these all over. Should we do it all in like one go, like one PR? Like, yeah, I think the goal for these has to be both a test infra and and a Kubernetes change at the same time almost. And
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably would be most stable to do Kubernetes then test infra because we could like add or maybe actually test infra Kubernetes test infra like add the new feature labels, use them in Kubernetes, then drop the old node feature once we've switched. I think that that'll probably be the most the changes that require the least coordination. Does that make sense?
uh, yeah, I don't. The issue is all our test infra points to the old. I mean, I don't know how to do it in a clean way for both. I mean, I guess we could all maybe I see what you're saying. We could add the feature. Like essentially, what I'm thinking is like all of you see all these that are like node feature. We would have to replace these with feature eviction, and those are all those are all defined. Yeah, I mean, maybe the best way to do it is to just add a add a feature dot eviction to the Kubernetes, merge that, and then drop the original one. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have to be super like I'm if we are feeling sufficiently coordinated, we could do it in a simpler way and just, be prepared to have if we like, get the labels onto held PRs in each of the repos, then I think that that would work fine also. So as long as we have approvers handy, we can get it done whenever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get it lined up so that we can drop this soon. And maybe when 1.33 opens up, we can get it merged so that way we don't have to keep permeating both. I kind of would just prefer to change them both, and then we should be able. I'll follow up with some people that are approvers on this one to get it to make sure that we can get them approved around the same time.
Totally.
All right, I'll add
Good
that
plan.
to my list.
Great. Thank you. All right. Did anyone have any other items for the agenda before we go into checking our regular tasks? All right. So let's just check test grid real quick. I haven't heard any. Okay. That looks like an infrastructure flake. That's okay. Flaky swap stuff. Hmm. Card test. And full of the flaky ones here, but okay looking. Instance of mark flaky. That is not flaky though. That's just failing.
We have a PR up for this. I think Francesco has
Great.
been and Ed have been discussing this one. I don't know
Great.
where we are on
Okay.
it, but
Is this a new one? What? Hmm.
No, I think that the pre-submits don't show the history that much further than maybe a few
Oh, okay.
weeks.
Gotcha. Okay, so test grid looks okay. Um, Nothing all that worrying, except for the one that folks are already looking at.
There is an interesting failure in I don't know if Ed's online. Another migration that's been going on is I guess there's a second version of kubetest. If you look at the pre-submits, there's a contributor that's been doing trying to convert all of the pre-submits to use kubetest, and we're having two failures and tests that I added, so that's always fun. Uh, Around I think image FS and split FS are they not there? Here, let me see if I can find those. But what I've noticed is that oh yeah, here they are. I think you have to scroll down, Peter. Wait, no, maybe
Oh, is it this one?
I don't. Hold on, let me share. I think I see them. Uh, so there's this one here, and what we have found. So the cube test ones. Trying to look at the other one if that other one is working. Yeah, it's image FS EGE cube test 2. What we have found is for some reason this test is fine on non-cube test, but with cube test 2, we're getting SE Linux problems with this one, where if you it's hard to tell. It's all the failures are happening all over. What is it? No, I forgot the name of it. Uh, Anyway, let me look up that one. I don't really know why. Essentially, the issue is we're getting like I forgot what the error is for SC Linux, where it's like saying you can't load a DLL or something.
You can usually look for permission denied.
Okay. No.
Hmm.
Weird. Okay.
Have you know if anyone has tried to reproduce it?
Yeah, Ed has. He was not able to reproduce it locally. Here we go. Yeah, error while loading shared libraries.
Mm.
Uh, and he said he was not able to reproduce it. He was actually able. I didn't even know how you run the cube test 2 ones. So anyway, that's one that definitely one that I know is an interesting one, but it probably is not that impactful because, like, I mean, split file system is a beta feature, and image FS is one that I never quite finished. Anyway,
Cool. Good to know. Yeah, maybe I can talk with Ed offline. And see if I can get access to the VMs that he provisions for it, because I think there's some fairly straightforward. There's like a handful of commands that you can run to see what the changes to the policy need to be, and then we can just add that to the ignition definition that we have for these jobs, and just allow that case and allow it to move forward.
Yeah, we can add it in the SIG Node CI channel. If we can get those, that'd be helpful. Yeah, because I cannot explain why there's a delta between kubetest 1 and kubetest 2 on these.
Yeah, the thing about SE Linux is if it does anything slightly different and it's not that that slight difference isn't allowed in the policy, then like it'll, that denial is just saying like we weren't expecting you to do that. And I think we tailored the additions to the SE Linux policy for what kubetest 1 was doing. So like any little switch, any like additional attempt will get denied, which is part of the joy of SE Linux. So great. Can you add a link to that issue in the agenda, please?
Sure thing.
Okay. So that's free. That's test grid. Let's go. I'm not sure what's up with that, Paris. I only just saw your message. I can add them to the agenda. Do you want to talk about them?
Yes, please, if you can.
Yeah, adding them. Yeah. What's up with these?
Yeah, I mean, there was discussion in those two PRs, and then I got looks good to me, and then it was depending the approval. I just wanted to not to be forgotten because it's like 3 weeks now.
Totally. Okay. I wonder if we can get. Maybe I can tag Sergey and or who would approve? Is it anyone from Node?
But for the document, it's only me which I cannot take it. I understand.
Sorry?
I mean, does anyone else have problems editing the agenda doc? Because it was working before for me. Now it doesn't, so I'm wondering.
No, I don't have any issue editing it. I wonder if something is up with your the Google group assignment or something like that. That's usually what it is.
Okay, I will try to check it out.
Because anyone in the
I
group
can edit
should
the
have
SIG
access
notes
to it.
document and type. Okay.
Oh, anyone with
Yeah, I'm able to edit it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
And sorry, so you want these PRs? You just need the final reviews on these. They'll
So
probably go in the
these are
1.33.
Yeah, these are actually just blocked on 132 freeze. So they'll go in once the freeze is lifted, once the release comes out. Should be happening imminently.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Any other agenda items? Okay. Let's get to the board. You said bug triage needed some love.
Yeah.
Yeah, 52. Cool. Okay. Let's just. But I think it looks like some of these were
Yeah,
pulled
there's a
back
lot
in.
of old ones that got added in.
Interesting. I wonder if maybe we change the pulls it in. Okay.
Yeah, it says I know it says that they're all edited by you that was added in. So I don't know if there was a bot or something that you were playing around with.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I did. I don't remember having done that, but I must have. Okay. So this one is still an issue. There are changes needed. I know that
Sorry,
some
is
work
it
has
only
been
me
done
or
on
I
it, but
see?
I see a black screen also. I don't see anything shared.
oh, how's this?
Better. Or it works.
Cool. All right.
Yep, thanks.
So to my understanding, this is still an issue. It's still something we want to fix. I don't know if there's a lot of energy to go about it, but it has to do basically with like shortening the grace period of a pod, and having that like preempt. There was a PR. But I think it's tough to get reviews in this area because like there are few people who really fully understand what goes on here. But it's still, it's still a problem and would be good to fix one day.
And I think the bot you'll have
I can
to
take a look of it. I mean, if you like.
make sure you change the setting. Also, I don't know why it doesn't respond to triage accepted.
Oh, change the setting.
If you scroll to the top, there's like the project. I think you have to actually move it.
Totally. Okay, cool. Services use questionable default functions. Interesting. Well, this is very old. I think we can close this. And
Sounds
a
good.
new one can be opened up if there, is. Okay. Totally. Yeah, we hit this in cryo also. one day there will be PID-FDs in Golang. That will help with this, but all right. Oh, and I have to. Okay. So I guess all of these from must have been query file path without bounding. Hmm. Probably still, definitely still relevant. I'm just sort of plowing through if anyone has any sort of comments or anything. Feel free to stop me. Agnes probes can enumerate the host network. Wonder if it's click anywhere. Oh, right, I remember this. Okay. Let's go in. Okay. Similar sort of, the similar Toctao. Or a little bit different. So this is actually, I'm not sure this is so relevant. I'm going to save that for myself to check. All right, made it through the security issues. Load balancer loses nodes. This seems dubious that we will be able to help much.
When was the last post? I think we could just maybe just close it. Anyway.
It was in 2022, so yeah. Okay. Done. Container statuses contain wrong / misleading image tag. We're just so
I feel like I've seen this a bunch, but I don't actually.
yeah, so it's an issue. It's basically like down to the OCI image spec and the ambiguity that comes with having tags. Like image tags existing makes it really difficult to choose to figure out exactly what image was, like, the SHA, but we don't actually know what the user was calling the SHA at the time of pulling it. Well, we do know, and we store it now, so that's a little bit better, but there's a lot of cases where it gets a little bit funky. Like if they use a short name, for instance, then like that loses information.
That makes sense.
Okay. Incorrect application of the initial delay seconds. Oops, there's been work on this front. We recently had a conversation about this 2 years ago. Okay. Oops, wait, it should be- Okay. Keep it going. This actually may have been addressed. Swati, Francesco, have we fixed this in the static CPU?
I think we did,
management
yes.
policy?
I think we did.
Yeah, I thought
If
so
you look
too.
at the PRs on the right, there should be one link. It is not great. So, okay, I will add the link and close if confirmed.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
All right. Pod fails to attach SRIOV device. Ungraceful node reboot. That probably can be fixed by deleting the state file, right? Like we recommend that, right? Okay. Swati, you linked this issue. Is this all set?
I need to refresh my memory on this. I can't seem to remember this one. Yeah, this was a PR I logged back in time. I'm just not sure if this is kind of a duplicate of that issue that I was trying to solve. I'll take a look. Just CC me on it.
All right, thank you. All right. Ah, yes. Classic. Don't. I mean, I don't remember what we did with this. But it's languish, yeah. inode quotas, right? That's how we would recommend it. Yeah, so theoretically you can set inode quotas on directories, but you'd have to use XFS for that. Okay. Grace will shut down. Mount volume setup failed after forced pod deletion. Well, you shouldn't force delete pods generally, because then we're not actually cleaning up. Like, we're not waiting for the cleanup and retrying it sometimes. So, graceful shutdown. Maybe a couple more before the end of the meeting. Lots of graceful shutdown. So relevant. That is the point of a pod. Be privileged. Cool. So we got through 10 or so, 15. Not so bad. Maybe we adjourn for today. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to mention? Alrighty. Thanks everyone for joining. And see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.